This is Nick with Build Brothers Roofing, starting my digital inspection at 3117 Pomegranate Court out here in Escondido. We're on top of a concrete Malibu style roof at the moment. Concrete tile looks to be in pretty good shape. Nice thing with concrete tiles that it does actually get stronger as it ages. I don't see a whole lot of cracked tiles on this roof. The only tiles that I see cracked are usually just right here in these little corners. I pulled this tile. I'm going to show the homeowner or the potential homeowner what the underlayment looks like, but I did just want to point a few things out. So as far as the underlayment goes, I like to choose a spot underneath the dormer vents because the dormer vents are always very susceptible to leaks, and typically if water's getting in, it usually starts from this area. So I come down a little bit, pull the tile again just to see what the condition of the underlayment is, because the underlayment is the most important part of the roof. And we can see that it's still in good shape. It's still very thick, it's still very strong. It's not crumbling in my fingertips, which is all good to see. We have a pretty good overlap from the tile and the nail hole itself. A lot of times when we were in tract home neighborhoods, sometimes the overlap is almost non-existent, but this is just enough to what we need to ensure that water is going to be flowing off this tile and continue flowing down, as opposed to flowing off the tile and then coming back underneath and getting underneath this nail hole. So everything I'm looking at seems perfectly fine here. I'll go ahead and put this back when I'm done with this video. A couple other things that I do want to point out. The valleys on this roof are nice and open. So a lot of times I'll run into roofs and these valleys are very tight. And what ends up happening is debris, leaves will start to accumulate in these valleys. And instead of allowing that water to flow freely off the roof, it ends up having that water divert back underneath the valley metal, and that's where we start to see a lot of issues. So these tiles are nice and open, so that is good to see. Again, not a whole lot of broken tiles, just a couple chips, right? So chip tile over here, chip tile over here. This is not affecting the waterproofing of the roof, so I don't see this being any kind of an issue. All the mortar looks to be in pretty good shape. Obviously there are some areas where that mortar is starting to crack a little bit, but all in all, this roof is still, like I said, in good shape. I'd say this roof has, another 5, 6, 7 years left in it. It really just depends on how good of a job the owners do as far as keeping people off the roof to ensure that these tiles aren't breaking. Obviously, we want to make sure that we're checking in on the roof every once in a while, since it is getting to that point where it's going past its life expectancy. Typical tile roofs like this, the underlayment's going to last anywhere from 25 to 30, maybe 35 years, depending if it's a really good roof. So again, this is on the tail end of its life expectancy as far as the roof goes. So we want to make sure that we're staying on top of it. But as far as the rest of the roof, I think everything looks to be in pretty good shape. There's no need for any immediate repairs. The potential home buyer does need to understand that when it is time to redo the roof, they are going to have to find somebody to remove and reinstall these solar panels. Over here at Build Brothers, we are an elite sun power dealer. We have all in-house crews, whether it's our roofing crews, solar crews, window crews, or HVAC crews. So we remove and reinstall solar panels all the time. It's part of our standard roofing process. So we're more than happy to help out on that end as well. The other thing that they're gonna wanna do is when this new roof gets put on, we are gonna wanna swap out these dormer vents for O'Hagan vents. Just to make it a little more waterproof. They're a lot easier to flash, and I think they look a lot better too. But again, in my professional opinion, I think this roof is fine. It's got a few years left in it. No immediate concerns until the roof starts to leak. Then we can kind of come and have another conversation. But this roof should be good to go. That's it for my inspection.